I think for tonight we'll just finish getting the quests in and around here in and around Sheshinawezi, and then we'll pick up the remaining quests on the next stream. So let's go ahead and get started here in Sheshinawezi by speaking with Matzo by taking on his quest entitled Bomb Disposal. Apparently, highly flammable fuel sources and exploding monsters are a bad combination. Where's a hunter when you need one? How about right here? Oh, hey there. Say, you seem like the wild critter wrangling type. What do you say to a little honest work? You see, down by the cerulean pits, we've got ourselves something of an infestation. Cerule bombs, to be precise. Now, with them being the flame spew and explode at the drop of a hat, sons of salamanders that they are, if even one got into our fuel supplies, this whole place would be blown sky high. Until recently, I always had a hunter friend of mine keep their numbers down, but he's temporarily incapacitated. I was thinking you could take his place, so if so, there's a whole bunch of them a little ways south from here. Good hunting. Let's do it. Alright, so setting down here. Alright, where are they? We're looking. There they are. Alright, uglies. Prepare to be destroyed. Get wasted. Then 3 of his friends show up. We gotta deal with these now. Got the first one down, there we go. Charge into you. You're down. Smash you, but of course, we know that stunning enemies is worthless now. And now it's up to 4 bombs. Yeah, they're really coming full force. You don't typically see these types of numbers on a side quest. If ever. Alright, bring everyone over. That finishes that set off. And there we go, we're done. Alright, back over to the town. Alright, Matzo. All done? How many were there? A lot more than I was expecting. Are you kidding? You must have invited every damn bomb and his cousin to join the party. Sounds like you got there just in time. Of course, culling them the old-fashioned way is risky work and it ain't easy finding someone with the necessary skills. I guess we better come up with a better plan to keep them at bay. In any case, you've done us all a good turn, friend. I knew I'd picked the right guy for the job. You certainly did, so we'll take our 403,000 experience points, 699 gil, plus 2 sweet muffins. Alright, let's go directly south from here. This person over by the outskirts of town, this amiable worker, let's go ahead and speak with them to take on our next quest entitled A Tool Tale. Though cerulean technology is all the rage, some dream of simpler times. Like this gentleman. Well, look at you. Bold as brass and twice as tough, I'd wager. Maybe you could help me out? See, I moved here a few years ago to get into the cerulean business, but before that, I worked as a miner over in Tonatenyawi. Back then, I had me a favorite pickaxe, with a Yihiseya engraved into it. I figured I had no more use for it, so I left it behind. But with all the recent turmoil, I found myself pining for it, as a reminder of the time when life was simpler. I'd go back and get it myself if the whole place wasn't swarmed with cutthroats, and that's where you come in. You look like you could hold your own, or at least manage to sneak in and grab the pickaxe before any of them notice you. Think you could give it a try? Alright. I don't have my ninja on, mind you. I don't have the ninja job, so I can't use the hide maneuver. Thankfully, though, it doesn't look like I'll need to look all that far. The door is locked, though. Yeah, try and run around through the night. But it's still early evening. Hey, you. Yeah, you really want this? Because when you get it, it's not going to turn out well for you. Down you go. Let's try and keep looking around. We do see another spot to possibly look. Yeah, how about over here? On this random wagon. But it says no polytender pickaxe. We don't want that. Yeah, it said a Yehisia, which is over here. Don't know why it's just abandoned over here unless it was being used earlier on by someone else other than the person who wanted it. Oh, let's take it back. Alright, off we go. Back to the amiable worker. And look, find my pickaxe. How's this? Well, I'll be damned. That's it. Of course, now that mining is a thing of the past, I didn't think I'd ever need this thing again. But then I realized that there might be a way to use the skills I learned as a miner in the cerulean industry. And if I ever have a chance to swing a pickaxe in the future, there's none I'd rather turn to than my old favorite. Thanks for sticking your neck out and bringing it back to me. Glad we could help, so we'll take our 403,000 experience points and 699 gil. Alright, let's keep working in the town. You've got another 4 to take care of. We'll pick up the ones at the station in the next episode, in the next stream. Move over to the refinery engineer here. We'll take on his quest entitled Surprising Source of Fiber. If the townsfolk entrepreneurial spirit could be bottled and sold, they would surely make a fortune. You're not from Tyrol, are you? I have a feeling your worldly experience will come in handy. As you may have noticed, we produce a lot of cerulean here. But did you know that the resin that comes as a byproduct can be used to make carbon fiber? From what I hear, outfits woven from the stuff are all the rage over in Ilsbard. Hoping to keep up with the latest trends, we made some of this fiber ourselves and even made a set of work clothes from it. I was hoping you could act as our model. Oh, that's so. Once you're all dressed up, I'd like you to get the opinion of the Pedo cloth merchant down to the station and find out if there's money to be made from such a design. Just let me know when you're ready. Sure thing. Right then, let's get you dressed. Bear in mind it's something of a prototype, so don't worry if it looks a little rough around the edges. You must continue wearing these garments in order to progress. We'll change back to your normal garments if you move too far away. Speak with a refinery engineer or to restore or prolong the garment change. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Yeah, it might not necessarily be easy to see because it's evening right now, but this is what it looks like. So, what do you say we go ahead and take it over to where we need to show it off to the right person? If I can remember and know which direction I'm going. Yeah, just as long as we stay in the pink, we're good. Also, I was expecting it to be the train station, not a Ronique station. Can I help you? Indeed you can. Carbon fiber cloth, you say? Originally developed by the Guardians, as I understand. And your garb is made from the same material, I see. It certainly looks very appealing, but there are more important factors to consider, namely durability and flexibility. Would you be so kind as to dance for me? Yes, you heard me correctly. Dance. I merely wish to see the fabric in motion. As absurd as the request may seem, the Palo Palo cloth merchant wants you to demonstrate the qualities of your outfit by performing a dance for him. Very well, if that's what it takes to convince you, then so be it. Go. Go with that fancy Mikote dance. I mean, I guess it's best that I'm doing this as a Mikote because I have a full use of range of motion. Very good. Robust enough to withstand such vigorous flailing, yet sufficiently flexible to maximize ease of movement. There was, however, one glaring flaw. The cloth appears to be susceptible to fraying, which could cause irritation when coming into contact with the skin. Even so, I imagine this material has its uses, provided such uses are carefully selected. Should it become possible to mass-produce the fiber, there is a high chance of similar wares turning a profit. Please pass on my regards to the designer and tell him that I will be willing to discuss this adventure further. Good one there, Bubba. Alright, let's take it back. I enter and speak to the engineer. So how did it go? But first things first, I'll be taking the clothing samples back if it's all the same to you. Sure. And so, he mentioned mass production, did he? As things stand, we'd have to make each item by hand, which is not only inefficient, but it means we need to charge a higher price. We'll need to look into simplifying the process. Come to think of it, we already rely on machines for all kinds of things, so why not this too? Of course, that would require a huge investment, but you'd have to spend money to make money, just like the railroad company did. Maybe we should take a leaf out of their book? I wonder if they'd be willing to invest in our enterprise. No harm in asking, I suppose. Oh, and thanks for your help, by the way. Sure thing, so we'll take our 403,000 experience points, 832 gil, plus an item level 669 ring coffer. Onward we go. Let's move on next and speak with Tazenya. And we'll take on his quest entitled Working on a Full Stomach. This young man has the furtive air of someone about to make an audacious request. Sorry to be a bother, but will you be passing through Luwatanina Wasas anytime soon? My pa lives over that way and I've been meaning to pay him a visit, but this job's keeping me busy. A little too busy. Anyway, I was hoping you could tell him from me. I'm doing fine and working hard, and let me know if there's anything you need. His name's Wakepe, and he works down at the kilns. I hate to impose, but I'd be real grateful if you could do me this favor. Alright. Back over to the remote settlement with the fancy name. Yeah, I don't know Palo Palo dance there, Bubba. Yeah, this time we're approaching from the west side. And person of interest is right below us, over here. Hello there, sir. Can I help you, stranger? You can indeed. My boy sent you all the way here to tell me that? I was just thinking of going to check up on him myself, so it looks like you saved me a trip. Well, it's good to know he's got steady work. He ain't been fired anyway, so he must be doing something right. You know, we're always eager to learn the new ways of doing things, which is why my son threw himself into the cerulean business. Thing is, for those of us still living here upholding our traditions, we worry that youngins like him are pushing themselves too hard to keep up with all this newfangled technology. I hope he's getting enough rest and eating right. That gives me an idea. Hate to burn you any further, but do you reckon that you could take this food to my boy? I reckon a belly full of pemmican will do him more good than a lecture from his old man. I guess they could. Let's head on back. Yeah, pemmican is something that I've always wanted to try, actually. It's something that when I was in Boy Scouts, it was actually a recipe in one of our Boy Scout books. But I never got to try it while I was in Boy Scouts, but I've always been interested, I've always been curious. Alright, Tazenia. Oh, you're back. Did you meet my pa? I did. And he gives you this in exchange. He sent you back here to deliver this? As if I hadn't asked enough of you already. It's pemmican. Why, I used to practically live on this stuff back in Luata Ninuasa. This will give me enough strength for a whole day's work and maybe another day's after that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you've done for me. Well, you're quite welcome, so we'll take our 403,000 experience points and 699 gil. Alright, let's head across the street. And behind these clothes racks we find Kepa Yute, so let's go ahead and speak with her to take on her quest entitled A Refined Perspective. Of all the skills you expect to have tested, your knowledge of Cerunium refineries is probably not one of them. And also, this is Guy. Yeah, the dress made it look like that this was a woman, but no, I guess not. Greetings to you. I can tell you ain't from around these parts, which is just dandy. You're from across the ocean, am I right? Not too far from the birthplace of Cerunium technology, I'm guessing. Just so happens, I got a little job needs taken care of, and you're the prime candidate. You see, we got plenty of equipment that either extracts or runs on Cerunium, but most of it was only built a few years ago. Compared to folks around here, I'll bet someone who grew up around machines like these could spot all kinds of flaws and whatnot. Think you'd take a look? I guess we could. So it looks like the point of interest is over here. Inspect the Cerunium refinery and search for flaws. Alright, so what do we see? Well, first of all, let's look at the barrels themselves. Large wooden barrels are used to transport the Cerunium. Although these containers are secure enough, their immense size and weight are likely to cause problems. And how about the gas emissions? Yeah, emissions. Excess Cerunium gas is expelled at regular intervals. This apparatus is working as intended. Yeah, and what about the derrick pump? The derrick pump is functioning correctly at present, but will probably deteriorate in a few years. Yeah, actually the recipe that we got in the Boy Scout book did not include that as part of the recipe. They made an alternative to using that as one of the ingredients. Alright, Kepa Yute. So how did the inspection go? Don't go pulling any punches now. Yeah. The derrick pump will probably need repairing in a few years. The valves expelling excessive gas are working correctly. Or how about avoiding putting the Cerunium into wooden barrels? You're right. The barrels are much too heavy. We use Ronique to transport the refined Cerunium, but the lighter the barrels, the less of a strain it'll be on our animals. So, what about the derrick pump? I hear you. Pretty much anything of the moving parts are bound to undergo stress and strain. Even if they look fine now, there's still a high chance of breakage in the future. And finally explain that the valves with the gas are working just fine. That's a relief. Considering how difficult they were to build, I'm glad they won't need repairing for a while. Well, in any case, I sure am glad I asked for your help. Now all I gotta do is put your advice into action. Hate to admit it, but we still got a lot to learn about maintaining and improving our equipment. Still, thanks to you, we're another step closer to fulfilling our potential. Don't be a stranger, you hear? Yes, sir. So, we'll take our 403,000 experience points and 742 gil. So one last quest within Sheshnawezi Springs proper, and then we'll go ahead and call it a night. And a weekend. See, I've been streaming for 4 nights straight now. So let's go ahead and speak with the Melancholy Worker to get our last quest here in Sheshnawezi Springs, entitled A Grave Matter. How appropriate. Your help is required in a rather sensitive undertaking. Say there, traveler, did you come here from Eorzea by any chance? I certainly did. Just as I thought. If it's not too much to ask, I could use your help. Truth is, I'm about to go pay my respects at my friend's grave, and I think he'd appreciate having someone from Eorzea giving a little prayer. It's not far from here, in a little cemetery on the outskirts of town. I'll wait for you there, and I promise I won't keep you long. Alright, let's go. Yeah, we've pretty much been here before. You know, we had to cross this path in a previous quest. You know, we got the church and the cemetery to go with it. And they do actually call it a cemetery here as opposed to a lich yard over in Saint Adama Lindama in Eastern Thanlin. Glad you could make it, truly. This here cemetery is the resting place of all kinds of folks. Those born and raised nearby are buried alongside those that came from far and wide. You see, my friend was a sailor from Eorzea. Well, to be more precise, he was a ship's engineer, and he came here to teach people how to operate a whole host of machinery. But even with proper training, it's a dangerous line of work, and he was killed in an accident. As you can imagine, we don't get a lot of folks from Eorzea here, and it would mean the world to me if someone from his homeland could offer him a prayer. What do you say? I guess I can do that, so pay respects to the Eorzean sailor's grave. Alright, sir. So that's the way Eorzeans honor their dead. Simple, but beautiful. To tell the truth, I wanted to see it firsthand to learn how to do it myself. That's part of the reason I wanted to bring you here. I'm very grateful for you sharing this custom with me. From now on, whenever I come to offer him my prayers, I'll remember what you've shown me. And so we'll go ahead and accept the 403,000 experience points to 785 gil, and let this man be on his way. Or, of course, more iconically, F to pay respects. And so, we've cleared things out here in and around Sheshnawezi Springs, but as we know, there's still a lot of side quests that need to be cleared off all over Shaolani. So before we even consider getting on board the train that'll take us to our next destination, we'll go ahead and call things here for tonight, and then we will see what else happens when we try and go and confront Zeralja in his newfound domain, because of course, always keep in mind, these guys are always overhead. So as long as Zeralja is running stuff around here, these things are always going to be around. So we got to make sure that once we get everything cleared out of here, that we can go and take them on for real. So I will rejoin you guys again on Thursday, and we will pick things up and we'll clear everything out here, and then it's off to Zeralja's domain, and hopefully we can also find a way into that crazy dome that he has erected, because we're gonna need to if we're ever gonna have a chance of taking him down. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail live here on Twitch. See you guys on Thursday as we prepare to bid farewell to Shaolani and move on to Yasulani. So, thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.